Morning, we're out again with our friends. Here we are, see them all, getting ready to go over here. They're right here behind me. All right, so we're on the way to the Marxh Field Museum here. It's all the old planes from the past. It's really, really cool. You're gonna enjoy seeing this. But I just want to let you know that we're out enjoying the area. It's only like 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes away from our house. So let's go ahead and have a good time. So here we are just looking at the first aircraft coming in. This stuff is amazing. All right, now I have to say this is what my original job was supposed to be before I joined. I ended up in nuclear security, but I was supposed to be working with dogs. I didn't end up doing that, but I did have a good career. Very, very cool.
We'll just fly starry-eyed once I get you up there. I'll be holding you so near. You will hear angels cheer because we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. You just say the words and we'll beat those birds down to Acapulco Bay. It's perfect for a flying honeymoon.
You guys ready?
They say,
Vamos!
"Come fly
Moment you!"
with me, let's fly, let's fly.
All right, the very first thing you do when you walk in, you get to see an SR-71. Is that cool or what?
Air is rarefied.
Fastest plane in the world.
Just fly starry-eyed once I get you up there. I'll be holding you
Very, very
so
cool.
near that you will hear the angels cheer because we're together. Weather-wise,
Wow, how
it's
cool is that?
such a ghastly
Neat,
day.
neat, neat, neat.
You just say those words and we'll beat those birds
So
down to
cool.
Acapulco Bay. It's perfect.
All right, so that's the fastest plane in the world, and it was so fast that if it had guns, it would shoot itself down because it would outrun it. So they ended up finding out that it's very expensive to fly. So nowadays, satellites can pick up most of everything that an SR-71 can pick up. So it's only used in special cases now. And there's a Sabre. Very cool. All right, and look, here is the turret. Now, true story, one day I brought my students here. This was a couple years ago, about like 10, 15. So I brought my students here, and they were really excited about seeing this because look how small you had to be. Look at how small it was to be inside here. My hand, here's my hand, right? Here's my hand. So imagine how hard it was to sit here and sit in the back, and this is a tail turret for, I think it's a B-24. All right, so we're here, and we're looking this over with my students. And true story, a man brought his grandfather in who used to be a tail gunner on one of these. If that is not cool, I don't know what is. And the kids got a chance to talk to him and talk to a real hero. How cool is that?
这里
对对对对，
这里操作的，对吧？
很小，是很小，
坐在这里。
对对对对对对，
就他就在。
很有意思，是不是？炮弹。Okay, this is a machine gun they used on the other side. They got this from Texas Aero Gunnery School. Say it again in Zhongwen, 是什么？
这是什么？
导弹？
机关枪，什么枪？
机关枪？
不知道。
它英文is machine gun.
性感
Yeah.
性
G.
感能飞，
对
心梗
Machine gun.
马性感。
Okay, for all you people who have never seen one of these, this is an old phone. This is 电话很老。Yeah, 很老。电话很老。Very cool. Oh, what is that? I don't know what that is. Becky, what is this? What are those? 我不知道它什么。
这个性啊，
现在我们没有邀请，
现在用这个，
对
都是 email 的。
对 email， 现在 email 好，他是这个爸爸的June Kong June，
嗯，
他要 Billy Mitchell. Here is a portrait of Billy Mitchell. He is the father of the modern Air Force. Very, very cool. That he was the very first one to figure out that aircraft could go out and attack battleships and stuff. Okay, so we have the control panel of an aircraft right here. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And the dispatch, like base ops. This is what it looked like at Marxh Field when they had their planes taking off and everything. Very cool. So you have weather and time, and there it is, right there. There it is. That's the what is that called? What's that called, Becky, again? That you know, paperweight. Yeah, we have a paperweight. Wow, crazy. This exhibit, it celebrates the Doolittle Raiders. Thank you. This exhibit represents the Doolittle Raiders when they were getting ready to go attack Japan after the first attack on Pearl Harbor. After the attack on Pearl Harbor, and this is from 30 seconds over Tokyo. So they took off from aircraft carriers, and these birds are not supposed to take off from aircraft. So this is the briefing room. This is where the pilots found out what their job was.
Night and day, you are the one. Only you need the moon.
Oh, they're showing you what wing structures and stuff here.
Whether near to me or far, it's no matter, darling, where you are. I think of you day and night,
Doesn't look like it's on right now.
night and day, rise and soul. That's
Really, really cool.
for you, follow wherever I go.
Juga Kanchilai Mission Control NASA.
这个是总的指挥。
Silence of my lonely road, I think of you.
Very cool. Looking at all the
Night and day, under the heavens, there's an old such a hungry burning inside, and its torment goes through. Let me spend my life making love
对对，英文 that would be engine bell. Engine bell. 很多的喉在这儿。是。是在这个花花。Yeah， 对对。
这是航天飞机，
Yeah, that's his shuttle. 英文在 shuttle.
像
Space shuttle 英文。
啊，
中文在什么？
航天飞机，航天飞机，
航天飞机。
就这个
对，对，
哎呀，太空里面能飞，
对，对对对
英文。叫什么？英文叫什么？
OK，
暹罗。
它在很老的飞机，飞机的很老。
很老。这个飞机也是日本的。
Yeah， 我想我不知道。Yeah， World War I、World War II， 它在 World War I。
啊。
可以他们学人飞机。你明白吗？
随人。
Yeah， 可以。Okay, so one of the things, it's been a while since I've been here. See up there, that's a Predator, or depending on what, a Globemaster drone. But it used to be up there was an Airacobra. We'll probably see that on the ramp. Okay, now we're going to go look at the cockpit of a modern jet. That's like my uniform right there.
I've got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart.
Okay, so this is a B-47 Stratojet. This was one of the first nuclear bombers. I mean, that was on station. So, yeah, it is. Okay, so here we are looking at like what you'd have in command and control. I'm talking about what's going on at the time, SAC, Joint Chiefs Security Staff. So you can see how the DEFCONs work and stuff like that. I used to do that. That was my job. Yeah, so right now they're all going out to the planes, and the security people are getting, letting them in. Hey, the reason why this is so cool is because this is what I did in the Air Force, but I didn't fly. I was in security, so I made sure the planes were able to get in the air, and we were supposed to have those birds in the air within 10 minutes because 15 minutes they were going to be a great big melted hunk of aluminum. Like there's the F-111. Yeah, those are the ones I worked with, F-111. But I did B-52s also. But that was my job. That was my job, get those birds in the air. How cool is that? I did want to fly, but originally I wanted to get dogs, so you need a degree to fly, and I walked right in from high school. This is a harpoon. Now, harpoon is a surface to surface missile. It can be a air to surface missile, but the harpoon was made to sink ships. These are the different weapons. So of course, this is a walleye, and we have Mavericks. Very cool, right? Oh, see, look at this, babe. Look at that. Oh, well, you wouldn't recognize that, would you? Tashi Juga. Dway. This was my job. All right, this is the other thing we're looking at a nuclear weapon here, and this is what they look like, and I dealt with these all the time when I was in the Air Force, and it was my job to make sure they were safe.
七八磅，重量要七八磅。七八磅。
Boy, they have a lot of them.
Hmm?
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there was a lot of them.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy.他是什么的中文？
是原子炸弹。
呃，
Japan 呢是Hiroshima
对对，嗯哼，这英文 is nuclear weapon, but 中文是什么？
中文它叫那个，中文叫那个。
哦，
没有
不，
没有
你就讲呀，
说什么
伊讲侬翻呀。
伊就讲
中文叫原子炸弹。
他在英文nuclear bomb， 中文
原子炸弹。
炸弹，
原子
原子炸弹。
炸弹。
日本投降
哦，对对对，
就是这个两个炸
Yeah，
弹。
现在
就二次世界
Yeah，
大战
我明白，我希望我们没有用这个，
对
没有战争，不要战争，不要战争。
不好。
这个太厉害了。
No
对，Okay. So now we're going to go over here and
All fasten your seatbelts. We will proceed non-stop to the sunny side of the street. Start walking, boy.
Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worries.
okay, look at all this equipment. When you come out here to this
Direct your feet to the sunny
to this
side of the
museum,
Can't
there's
you hear
all the stuff here that's been left here. So rich. I mean, look, from the Nazi periods.
It's your step.
That's crazy to me. Just crazy.
So sweet.
Oh,
On the
look at that.
sunny side of the street.
So this is their conference
I used
room.
to walk in the
Pretty
street
neat, huh?
with those blues on parade. But I'm not
And look, there's
afraid,
a model of
'cause
the
this rover
Wright Flyer.
crossed over.
Stop with
If
camel.
I never had a cent, I'd be as rich as that boy Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. With those blues on parade. Because this rover, he's crossed over. If I
Yeah, 他们 reconnaissance， 英文 reconnaissance， 中文看这个东西，
on the sunny
照相机
side
对，这个
照相机。
照相机，对。
at that side of the street that is sunny.
伊最早对伐？是用胶带，用胶带拍出来。到上头来之以后，有的数年大了，数年上头一眼到年康越来越小，搿种物事侪好跑。
金的。
啊。
Looked around in here, pretty cool, right? Just all this history around. Now we're going to head outside and look at the static ones. Now we may not see all of them because there's a lot out there, but we're definitely going to be some of the famous ones like the B-17s and the B-52 and the ones I used to work with, the F-111. All right, so here we go.
She was married to John Wayne's son.
All right, we're outside, And as we're looking around, these are the birds. See, there's Rick dancing. Hey, Becky, that's Rick's bird right there. Yeah, so Rick, we're looking at your bird. Rick Danzy is a friend of ours. He used to fly over Germany, and he was an instructor pilot. He used to carry the nukes and stuff like that. And but it's an F-4 Phantom, and we'll talk about an amazing plane. It was able to do so many things. Jugafeiji Jiao Phantom.
So while the evening's still young,
Yeah.
the Sinatra
Jugu
and I will whip
Goo.
ourselves up to a concert pitch.
Ghost.
A tune that's handy in this very cold,
Phantom.
cold weather.
战斗机吧。
Put on your gloves.
Yeah, the Tashi Juga
The
Tashi
snow
Juga
is
fighter.
snowing,
We're now looking at the
wind is
Vietnam display. Now this is a Ford Air Base,
but I will
mainly for
weather
helicopters and
the
small aircraft. If you look at it, it gives you an idea what a Vietnam base looked like, and you can see the aircraft that they used
I've got my
in the
love
Vietnam
to
era.
keep me warm. I can't remember.
These are basically scout planes, and they called them bird dogs.
Just you watch those icicles fall.
Over here, all the helicopters.
What do I care if those icicles fall? I got my love to keep me warm.
Listen, I know I did important things in the Air Force. I did. Guard nuclear weapons was very important. But every time I stand next to someone like Rick, or which Rick is one of the our friend who used to fly F-4s, or these guys who were getting shot on the ground,
And the fire.
I know I'm important. I did something important, but wow, these guys really gave it all. It was amazing.
The storm. What do I care how much it may storm?
So those were all Vietnam era aircraft.
I've got my love to keep me
All right, Boeing, tell me why you can't make planes anymore. This plane, the B-17 Flying Fortress, won World War II, along with the B-24 Liberator. It's got a chin turret, it's got a top turret. You can see where they sit there. You see the engine of the aircraft. I can't go through too much because it'd just take forever to talk about all the cool things on this. We have a ball turret down here. This ball turret was important to protect the belly. And then we have waist turrets, waist gun place spots. This aircraft is amazing, but no, Boeing, for some reason, can't keep planes in the air. So Boeing, figure out what you're doing and get it fixed, because you're an American name, and you're supposed to be representing us. But this aircraft is so amazing. I'm ham radio, so is Becky. We're going to look at the ham radio room.
Good morning.
Hi, KO6DRY.
Oh,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too.
I'm Gary.
I'm Bob. Where do you live?
We live in Yucaipa.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
He installs cell towers, so he's going to get his crew here to fix it, and then it'll go up 60 feet in the air. So just about everybody we talk to.
and that's what our vehicles looked like when I was in the Air Force. That was the law enforcement one. Now we're looking at one of my favorite planes from World War II. It is a Thunderbolt. Very cool. Very big, very bulky, but very reliable and brought their pilots home. Very cool. Hey, this is called a Thunderbolt. Yingwen. Yingwen zai Juga Thunderbolt. Now we have a B-25 Mitchell here. Now the whole idea behind this is, when I showed you that with the Hornet, is that this plane was not supposed to be able to take off from an aircraft carrier. And so we fooled the Japanese, got in there close, and we were able to take this big thing in there. That's a B-25 Mitchell, and I've made 3 or 4 models of this thing. It really amazed me. Now, again, in 1941, December 7th, the Japanese smacked us, and they smacked us hard. Well, everybody's feeling pretty down then. You know, we needed to get everybody's morale back up, and so we went in with the Hornet, launched the birds, and then after launching the birds, they flew, attacked Tokyo, and then landed in China. They ended up having to take off early because they ended up being found by a ship, but there was nothing they could do about it, so they had to take off early. So a lot of the planes didn't make it back, but generally when they were flying these missions, even though they planned on making it there, most considered a suicide mission. So thank you to all you guys out there. Now we're going to look at a plane from the movie Tora, Tora, Tora. It's an American plane that was put into service as a movie prop. It was made to look like a Zero, but it's not a Zero. It was an American trainer that they used, and most people wouldn't know what it is, so it was very effective. But this is what was used in the movie Tora, Tora, Tora to represent a Zero, Mitsubishi Zero. So when you think about it, this is the kind of bombs that they were using. You've seen this model at our house, right? 我不知道。Yeah, 对对对，它是 bomber. Yeah, Yingwen bomber. This is Juga B-25 Mitchell. Yeah, named after the Juga Ren Hao Pian Hua Hua. Yeah, Juga Hua Hua Ren. 在博物馆里。So we're just out for a walk and I'll look at some of the, we can't look at all of them. There's no way to look at all these. But there's a couple I want to show them, the ones that I worked with. What's really cool is when you see these kids looking at the birds. And over here we have some kids. And that's history. I know you can't see them very well because they're in the shadows. But yeah, right there. See the big fin, the tallest fin over there? That's a B-52. Oh, the F-111's right next to it. It's a row of Russian planes. Even if you see the markings like that, they were used for practice or whatever. These are all Russian planes, mainly Cold War. I would be caught in the undertow. And so you see, I've got to say no, no. So here is the B-29 Super Fortress. Oh, what? Wonder what's taking off over there. Let's look. Oh, look. It's Prime Air. There's a Coast Guard flying boat. But this is the type of plane that carried the bombs over Tokyo and Hiroshima, not Tokyo, over Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
Fly me to the moon. Let me play up there with those stars. Let me see what life is like on Jupiter.
Now we're going inside where the bombs hung.
In other words,
So again, these bays were put here so that the bombs did not cause drag to the aircraft.
in other words,
And now,
darling,
look at the
kiss
configuration
me.
of the bombs. This is how they hung. Now it was conventional and it was also nuclear.
Forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore.
When I was in the Air Force, I used to hide in B-52s like this, and the troops have to come find me.
Be true. In other words, I love you. Jump, jump, jump.
And this is representation of, I believe, Little Boy. Yeah, this is Little Boy. So this is what the bomb looked like.
Fill my heart with song. Let me sing forevermore. Because you are all I worship, all I long for and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, in other words.
And then, of course, we've got the beautiful tomcat and an eagle. Here's the tomcat. There's an eagle. Again, this is a type of plane that carried the bombs that hit Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Here's a tomcat. This is from Top Gun. Now you can see here that they can swing the wings out, so that changes the flight characteristics. They usually land with their wings wide out, and you can see right there the area for it.这个飞机把这个bomb Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
对，
对
长崎の
对
这个比较，
我看起来或一样，
就是这个型号。
对对，它一样。我想这个真的B-29 在 Washington D.C.
I just want to be 就是跟这个差不多。
Okay, so here is the eagle. Now the eagle, they did give it a new lease on life and upgraded it a little bit, but right now the eagle is getting ready to be phased out, and the F-35 is, F-22 and the F-35 are replacing it. It's called the Starfighter. It's the only plane ever used as part of a terrorist disruption attack. And what they did was these in Germany, the Starfighter flew down low, so low at Mach 2. That's what gave me the idea about taking a plane low over Afghanistan. They flew the plane at Mach 2, and they disrupted the terrorists. But see the stubby wings? Amazing plane. It's just, you know, for this one, I just think of it like crazy. Just crazy. It's just like strapping yourself onto a rocket and that's it. Just to make it clear, there's no way to see all these planes in one day unless you come out here and camp and spend the whole day. And it's pretty warm out here. But we're going to go look at least 2 more planes, the ones that I worked with.
Good thing it's still winter time.
Yeah. And we've had, oh, there's a Black Widow, Becky. That is the last night fighter that we made over on the other side. We'll see it in a second. That's my plane. Yeah. 我的他和他是我的飞机。
啊
Yeah, I guarded them.
啊
Yeah.
你的上头住上了。
Okay, so this is the F-111. It was developed for Vietnam as a low-level bomber. It could go down to 200 feet and sneak in under a radar and then drop its load. And that's what this was famous for. These are fuel tanks, they're not bombs, but they could put bombs on them. 对，它是气，它是气 for gasoline. Right. Okay, so
So what did they attack with if that was fuel? Oh,
they have a bomb bay, and you could also put on bombs. Right. The other one on the inside is a bomb. But what's cool is this whole part here. Instead of the seat taking off, the whole thing took off. And it landed. When they landed, they were still inside the capsule. So this big nose here, they call this bird the aardvark. This big nose here is for the radar. And this is a pitot tube, and it's used for the air coming over the ship, so the computers can see what's going on. And this bird is the B-52. B-52 Stratofortress. Yeah, I used to work with these.
敌人的俩，
Yeah.
轰炸机，
对不起。
轰炸机
对
最厉害的。那
哦，对。
哦，
So again, the B-52 is still flying. Can't believe it. It's older than most of the people that are flying it. And we have a couple that are working that helped the mission, because we have the B2 and the B1, of course, are moving and taking place. But the B-52, wow. Now, when I used to work with these, it was my job as security. What I would do is making sure I was never in a nuclear loaded one, but these would be sitting on the ramp, and I would go and hide up in here. I would go and hide up in there on one of the planes. Well, of course, they knew I wasn't going to be a nuclear plane, so they knew what plane it was in. But my troops would have to come search and find me. It was their job to make sure to find the bad guy that was in the plane. And it was a pretty fun game to play at 2 o'clock in the morning. And here's the bomb bay. Wow. Now remember, this is a conventional and nuclear bomber. Ching Jing!
这是个地方。
小心!
他先要得，当心得。
啊，你看，
对，对。
哦，好鬼叫过呢。
哎，侬可以外头只大呀，里向交交关关做掉吧。
轰炸机对吧？
Now, just saying it again, this was my playground for like 16 years. Later on, I got into other parts, but I always got a chance to go out and play in these birds and just become the bad guy so the guys could find me. It was really cool, really cool. And it gave us something to do. All right, we're looking at the engines. Wow, look how many missions. Wow.
5型，
我写啥？写不干。
Yeah, 他们在how much bombs were dropped. Yeah. 太多了。
对，
写不能整对。
Guys having fun?
Oh yeah.
Cool. I used to work with this one and that one.
Oh really?
Yeah, and the F-111.
That's awesome.
Hi guys, how are you? Having fun?
Oh yeah.
Okay, and so, yes, I did work with those, and it was our job to make sure that the bombs were secure. I worked with that, like I said, that F-111 over there, the one they call the Aardvark. And then this is a flying gas station, KC-135, strato tanker. So what would happen is these guys would take off at the same time, and then they would all coordinate between each other and find out where their mission started, and then they would refuel. These things, of course, take a lot of fuel. All right, so this is a KC-135, and this is a B-52, and my friend told me in Mandarin, 加油机, and so this would refuel that. 轰炸机, 轰炸机,
加油机，
加油机. 他们在哪儿？他们在
这是什么？
fighter?
哦，加油加油！
加油加油.
You've got to have
Cool.
this.
哦，这个管子。
They call you Lady Luck.
今天天气太热。 对。
At times you have a very unusual way.
Every time I come here, it's hard to believe that I was part of this. Again, like I said before,
This date with me.
I know I played an important part in taking care of America, and I'm proud of that. But I also know that there's a lot more people who gave a lot more than I did. Just recently, I was over at the VA hospital. I was saving people, and his helicopter crashed. And he had a broken back. I didn't go through any of that. All I did was, again, it was important, was take care of these birds. What? 对。
Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with.
What was that? So, for now,
Lady tonight.
thank you for joining me. Had a great time. And let's look at the Starlifter one more time.
See just how nice a dame you can be. I know the way you treated others.
Oh, I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.